Alright guys, name is Tyler aka Nanogenix, and today we're finally making a video that I've been asked to make a lot over the course of the last like 2 days. I kind of sort of touched on this a little bit in my video from about 3 days ago, I think. Just because this is a first, guys. We've got so much information. As you can see on your screen there is apparently a new LR Goku with a brand new transformation mechanic coming to the game. But there's just so much information out there, but then at the same time, there's not a whole lot of confirmations, right? We're just going off of basically 3 people that are incredibly credible sources from the community. It's just like at the same time, like I'm very much so someone who likes to see stuff, like actually see it, you know, like via DBZ space where we can confirm it. I can see the card art with the card actual stats and everything else. So we've got a lot to talk about today. As you can see, obviously from the title, we have some actual in-game movies now that sort of help confirm it even further. And like, it pretty well looks like this is all pretty much confirmed to be happening, but did just want to note, take some of this in this video with a little bit of grain of salt. I think we're for sure getting an LR Goku and LR Frieza, but maybe the stats could end up being a little bit different or something like that. So anyway, before we actually do hop in though and talking everything, I want to give a few shout outs to I Seriously, Kawhi, and Team Dokkan. Our links to all of their Twitter accounts will be down below in the description, because pretty much everything we're talking about today, besides one little piece that I want to include, is all from them. And that one extra piece is from my dude Mobile Man over on the Dokkan subreddit. He actually drew up basically a performance gauge that we could expect from these guys, and so a link to his actual post, which you can go over. I highly recommend you checking out at the end of this video, and you can see a much more even bigger breakdown of everything than what we're going to talk about. But I did want to talk about a small portion of it just to give us an idea of how well are these units going to perform. So with all that said though, instead of talking about the Goku, let's actually hop over and talk about the Frieza. So as you can see, and I'm sure I put somewhere in the title and I already said, the transformation mechanic, these guys are a completely new form of transformation. Now for me, someone who grew up on Budokai, who had in-game transformations, right? They used to be all the rage, right? Like you wanted to be able to go from base form to SSJ2 or SSJ3 in-game. And what was even cooler was based on the amount of key bars you had, you could go from base form to SSJ to SSJ2 to SSJ3, right? Instead of where, like with Xenoverse, I am one of those guys. If some of you guys are like, no, I like starting at SS Blue. I'm one of those guys that would love to start out always at base form and go to a certain form depending on what you selected, right? So if this Goku could go to SS Blue, I want to be able to sort of like go all the way through and up to SS Blue. But anyway, so with every turn that these guys come back, they get progressively stronger basically, and they transform. So obviously the first rotation that Frieza is out, he'll be in his sort of far left there that you can see, which is first form. Then when he comes back, which I guess would be technically, if you're lucky, you get him on first rotation, be the third rotation of the fight. He'd be then in his second form, fifth rotation, third form, seventh rotation, final form, and then ninth rotation, his golden form, his sort of final form actually, that'll be a part of these new LRs. So if you're wondering what this guy is, he's an extreme tech unit. His leader skill is apparently extreme type ki plus 3 HP attack defense plus 120%. Now, not to get confused with Rose, it sounds like he's going to be more like OG AGL Rose, where with that guy you could run whatever you wanted, right? As long as it was an extreme type unit, you were getting his ki plus 3 HP attack defense plus 50% boost. Whereas with the STR Rose and the tech Vegito Blue, you have to meet the rainbow wheel, right? You have to have a representation from each type. So it sounds like this guy is going to be that same leader ability, just take out the sort of actually having to meet each type of the sort of rainbow wheel in Dokkan, which is actually pretty nice, right? So that way you can sort of build out a team the way you want it to, and if you want to have like 3 tech type units, you can have 3 tech type units, right? You don't have to worry about meeting the actual sort of requirements of his leader ability. Now, the one thing we do know about this guy, we don't know passives for anything but his final form, but we do know his categories. And his passive when he is in his final form is ki plus 12. Yes, so pretty much always guaranteed to get off the 18 ki or above his ultra super attack. Attack plus 120%, 100% chance to critically hit, and recover 10% HP at start of turn. So that is his passive in his golden form. Now you can imagine that basically starting out in his base form, it's going to be just a weaker version of that. Maybe, you know, 50% chance to crit and it goes up 10% chance each time he transforms or something like that, you know, ki plus 6, whatever they end up doing. But either way, you can imagine it's a derivative of that. sort of insane passive, and it just progressively, as he transforms, gets even stronger. And like the idea behind this, where like each time, now races can be kind of weird, right? If we do races, you know, we'll have to make sure we both have a unit like this, and he'll be transforming, and I'm sure it'll be a really cool sort of, you know, animation effect when he does transform. But it'll definitely be interesting when we're racing. We'll definitely have to be like, all right, you have to have at least the Goku or the Frieza on there, because every single time this guy comes back, I'm gonna be transforming. It's gonna be sort of taking time away from my race time here. But anyway, the categories that the Frieza fits on are Resurrected Warriors, Full Power, and Movie Bosses. So apparently both of these guys are gonna fit on Full Power. We'll have to wait. We'll have to see if that's actually true. But that's pretty much all the info we know right now on the Tech Golden Frieza. We're gonna get to the movies, by the way, that I said confirms that in just a second. But first, let's talk about the Goku. So here we go. This guy is actually a super AGL type unit. So the other day when the Piccolo info came out, and I was like, yes, a new AGL unit. I have so many more AGL orbs sitting on my account. It's very possible that the Piccolo has his own sort of his own orb, similar to the Easy A Kid Gohan, the Bulma, and the Kid Goku, or Goku Jr. But even if he doesn't, like, I have so many AGL orbs just sitting on my account because they just don't ever release AGL type units. It's great they're releasing such a hype LR Super AGL type unit here that I'm actually able to invest orbs into. So anyway, the Goku starts out at SSJ. Apparently when you summon him, you pull him from the banner in his SSR form, he is base. Again, that is also, I think, a reply from I Seriously, or one of the three, to my guy Talon on that when he asked about it. But apparently you're going to summon him at base form, which there's a lot of base form Gokus that will go ahead and go into feeding into him to raise the super attack for free, at least to 10, right? And then once you awaken him, at least once he is, I guess, to his LR status, he'll be an SSJ Goku. So on first rotation, he is SSJ. Then he goes to SSJ 2 when he comes back, SSJ 3 when he comes back, SSG when he comes back, and then by turn 9 or 10, he's in a Super Saiyan Blue form. And this guy, similar to the Frieza, is super type Ki +3, HP attack defense plus 120%. Again, hopefully without the limitations that we have with Tech Vegito Blue and STR Rose. And once he's in a Super Saiyan Blue form, his passive is 120% attack up, or sorry, plus 120% to attack. 12 plus, I'm getting all over the place. Plus 12 Ki, I'm trying to talk fast, I'm trying to make this video short, sweet, to the point, but plus 12 Ki, 100% chance to critically hit, and then last but not least, he apparently reduces incoming damage by 25%. I don't know if that's just to himself or for the entire rotation, but either way, that's a really good passive, and especially since you already know it should be a derivative of that, going all the way back to just his SSJ transformation. Again, I'm trying to talk too fast. My apologies, guys. You know how we do here. Anyway, this guy fits into SSJ 3, Pure Saiyans, Realm of Gods, and apparently Full Power. Now, I couldn't fully confirm that. I saw someone over on the Dokkan subreddit mention it, but if that is the case, you'll be able to run these guys on the same team, and this will give Full Power category with SSJ 4 Goku like a pretty big buff, I feel like, and you could definitely have a really cool sort of rotation with the two Friezas, as well as then some form of a rotation with Goku, assuming this guy has pretty similar Goku links, a Goku and a Goku together. And so every single rotation you're getting to see a new transformation, right? Because this rotation Frieza's here transformation, this rotation Goku's here transformation. Like, this is, to me, this is so cool. Again, the reason why I reference Budokai is because this is what this makes me think of. Each turn they come back, they are progressively getting stronger and going through different forms, and I love that. So that alone, like, their stats could have been not even that great. That alone would have made me want to use them, because I think, A, they've always done transformation sort of style animations really cool in this game. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution of Vegeta, UI Goku, all of them, they all look great. But then B, it's just like the idea of every time they come back, they're getting stronger. They're like, it sounds so incredibly cool to me. So anyway, before we actually hop in though to the other stuff here, even more hype stuff, if you're new to the channel, you're not done so yet, consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button, joining the hashtag NanoFam today, because there's a sub like button as well. Let's continue on though. Let's talk about Mobile Man's calculations here. So Mobile Man took what we know about the passive, took probably pretty similar links to what we know about, you know, an SSJ Goku and all of that. Put them on what appears to be the SSJ3 Bardock team, put him at least on the SSJ3 Bardock team, to then give him, with his 100% chance to crit, some sort of breakdown of what we can expect. Now, everything is showing that he's AGL, so what you're seeing there is he was trying to sort of give us an estimation of what we could expect him to do, depending on what type he was. So the one we're going to look at specifically is if he was AGL, his average attack, once additional plus 5 additional attack chance is factored in, which is because an AGL unit gets that bonus plus 5 versus, you know, like a tech type unit or string type unit where they get the built-in plus 5 crit. You guys should know this by now, but anyway, he's gonna get 2.5 million attack stat. That's gonna be his average sort of damage output against neutral types, I believe is what he says. Yeah, so that is insane. Like, that is actually pretty good. Now, the only thing that I've seen people arguing about is that, like, yeah, but you could take many other units that start out without those transformations and do significantly more damage. And yes, that is the case. But again, like, just the fact that these units are introducing this cool new transformation mechanic, and the fact that you could probably take off about, I don't know, probably about 700,000 to 800,000, maybe even 1 million off of that starting out in this first rotation. But dude, I'm totally okay with it. Like, I am totally fine with it. But yeah, I mean, 2.5 million is not bad for an LR if that's going to be their actual average sort of attack at their final form. Again, that is 9 or 10 turns in, so, you know, but again, it should be progressively getting stronger. So maybe by, you know, rotation 5, you're doing average of 2 million attack or something like that. Anyways, he breaks this down a lot more, so definitely feel free to go check out the link down below. Go give his post, show his post some love. So again, shout out to Mobile Man on that. The link to that is down below. So let's go ahead, top into these final 2 bits here, the movies. So the first one does show off the new LR Goku and LR Frieza, as well as the sort of global versus JP thing here. As you can see there, the classic Goku and Frieza. I love that image so much. But anyway, this actually shows off what we were expecting. The end of the movie shows what appears to be an LR SSJ Goku and an LR First Form Frieza that we've never seen before, definitely in the LR card art style, and that pretty well to me confirms that these are happening. Again, some of the other stuff maybe not confirmed, like their lead abilities, how their transformations work, everything else. But the last video though that was sort of released, again, shout outs to Team Dokkan, I seriously, and Kawaii, shows a full Power Jiren going up against an Angel Frieza as well as a Goku. Now, not in there, not SSJ or even powered up at all. So if you guys go back to the video where I first talked about this a few days ago, this is what I thought we were getting, right? I thought we were getting an LR Goku and Frieza together. I didn't realize this was LR Goku and then LR Frieza. Like, I didn't think it was 2 separate units. I thought this was one unit like we're seeing here in this movie that we'll be playing whenever we launch Dokkan here in maybe a couple weeks or a few weeks or whatever. Because I assume we'll get that first one first, right? And that'll be probably once the $250 million celebration is announced in game. That will play first, so have the option to replay it if we want. And then what we're seeing here will be apparently a part 2. Now, to go ahead and note here, my guy Z-Hall over on Twitter tweeted out LR Jiren confirmed, and Team Dokkan replied to him saying, more than likely this is an easy A for full Power Jiren. So I don't know if that means we're gonna get a free-to-play full Power Jiren. I doubt that's what that means, or if that means the STR Jiren is now going to get an Extreme Z Awakened as part of this big celebration. I don't know if we're gonna get a separate Dokkan Fest. We're gonna have this LR Dokkan Fest for 2 weeks. At the end of that, 250 million download celebration part 2, a new Dokkan Fest with a brand new LR, or not LR, but brand new Goku and Frieza with a brand new Jiren. I have no idea what that means. Again, so early in the process of all of this, but take that movie for what you will. Take for what he said for what it will. More than likely an easy A. I don't know what that really means in the grand scheme of things. Either way though, dudes, like September and the rest of this month sounds like potentially the most hype Dokkan Battle has maybe ever been. Like, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. But with all that said, that is today's video. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, as I said, consider slapping the like button. If you're new here, you want to be a part of all of this, because you guys know we're going to be covering everything here that we talked about today in more detail once it is fully out there. You guys know we'll be covering the units, we'll be summoning on them, we'll be doing everything that we can with all of this stuff. Consider going down there, hitting that subscribe button, joining the hashtag Nano fam. That is just under 10,000 away from that big 300,000 here on YouTube. Guys, have a great day. Keep on keeping on. Nanogenix sign off, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye, guys.